Hello, and welcome to my new moon in Taurus card reading for May 2021. It is, what is today? Tuesday. It's gorgeous outside. I have sunshine coming in through the windows, and everything is green here in the Midwest. It's absolutely beautiful. I have my music playing. I'm listening to Spores today by East Forest. So there's little nature sounds in the background and just this really peaceful, tranquil energy that is moving through my office space. So I bring all of that here to you and invite you to pause and slow down and spend some time with me as we look at what the energy is at this new moon astrological shift in the lunar cycle. It's been quite a ride lately, and from what I'm reading, we are getting ready for eclipse season. So who knows, maybe it's going to be peaceful and tranquil all summer. Maybe we're just gearing up for even more bumpiness. I don't know. What I feel in this moment is just a sense of excitement and anticipation, and a real shift in my own energy. I shared about this in Friday's podcast, the Gaia's Love podcast, which is going to be my last one for a little while. I'm going to pause for, I don't know, a month or two, or maybe longer. I'm not sure. But I described in there how I watched this video by Santero, who does these beautiful card readings on YouTube, and she was reading for the collective, and she said we're at this point where all the work that we've been doing to arrive at this moment in time has put us exactly in the perfect position for whatever is going to be shifting next. And so for those of us who have been striving and pushing and efforting and really trying to get our messages across to everybody, now we get to sit back and relax and allow the collective energy to carry us in the way that it's going to. And she describes in the video how we thought that it's all our responsibility, our job to get these messages out and to tell everybody whatever it is we think they need to know. And we're now at this moment where, as she says, divine intervention is going to sweep in and unify the collective and bring everyone together. And we can call that the hand of God, or the universe realigning everything, or source, as I would describe it. Source just shifting the game in a new way, shifting the conversation, shifting the energy. And so I'm so peaceful. I'm still adjusting a little bit to not going 100 miles an hour or 80 miles an hour, or feeling like I got to create all this new stuff. I'm doing this card reading for myself more than you or anybody else, and it's fun to videotape it and then share it. So I'm going to keep doing the videos like this, I think once a month. I really enjoy them, and the rest we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to keep doing my work, but I don't have that pressure that I have felt. I also feel kind of like, like y'all are waiting for me to deal the cards, and I'm just sitting here having a good time shuffling the cards because there's no pressure. It's like, I don't know, what's the message going to be? It's going to be perfect, and it's going to be divinely guided, and it's for me more than it is for you. And so I'm delighting in the moment of waiting to see. The first card that popped out, and cards never pop out. I'm usually pretty deliberate. So this would be for, is this the individual now? Yeah, this feels like, I'm going to do it the other way. It feels like this is the collective now. So this is the collective now, creativity. Yeah, I'll show you more about that. We're just going to keep doing it like this, apparently, because the cards are going to do their own thing. And it's kind of fun for me. I usually pull them, but maybe it's just going to sort of float out differently. I don't feel like a very polished card puller because, they shuffle and then we're going to pull this top one. So the individual now. It's so funny. I feel like these could totally be flipped either way, individual or collective, collective or individual. And so I'm going to describe them as both. New vision, creativity and new vision. And then the highest possibilities for all of us. Highest possibilities for the next lunar cycle. Do I have to add anything? Is there any point in saying more than that? Creativity, new vision, consciousness, and we are complete. Oh, it's so nice to not feel like it's a new feeling inside of me. Like I don't have to deliver anything. I don't have to like create some message that's going to, give everybody the roadmap. It's just a whole different feeling for me. So I guess I'm a little giggly as that happens. All right, so we're going to take a look. Card number 3 and card number 7. And I feel like I'm going to hold these up together. And here, I'll tell you what, we're going to hold them up together. And then let's see what you see as you look at them. So notice whatever you notice. Yeah, here's what I notice almost immediately. They both, I'm going to try show you and look at them at the same time. It's funny because it feels like a guy and a girl. Like this feels masculine to me and this feels feminine. This feels like action. This feels like just receiving, like reverence and being. She feels very much like earth energy, like goddess kind of energy, where this feels like warrior pose, standing up, like ready to go. Yeah, okay. I'm totally in my own flow today. All right, so we'll start with this one, creativity card, as I try and hold it where the light serves you. So if I were to say this is for, what did we say? The collective now, the energy that is happening for all of us on our planet. This feels very much connected to Taurus, sensuality and color and birthing, the physical, the body, like her body feels very tangible, what we can see of it above all these flowers and spirals and patterns down here. It feels like the movement of the water over here, the moon, the sun, the rainbow, the flowers, very much earthly creations. And when I look at what she's focusing on, it looks almost like her eyes are closed and she's sort of feeling her way, like she's feeling through the moon with her hand on the moon, and then her other hand is on the flower, or maybe it's even like she's birthing the flower. She's creating the flower from, if you see here, you can see the sun behind the moon. It's like all of that energy is channeling from the sun through the moon to her left hand, which is our intuition, our feminine side, running down, and then her eyes are closed and she's receiving all of that and then sending it out her heart chakra, which is her arm, all the way out to create this rose. And rose to me represents, at least it looks like a rose, maybe it's a tulip. It could be so many flowers, a dahlia, what are the ones they're just opening now? Peony, could be a peony. Feels like that. It could be a peony. It's like she's creating something luscious and beautiful and new by focusing her energy on receiving all of this light and love into her and then out into something formed, something physical, something tangible. And I feel that for myself. I feel that for so many people that I watch on YouTube or Instagram, or people that I know in my own life. Like there is such a birthing that is happening of new gifts and new possibilities. expressing what we pull from the stars and astrology and, you know, the universe down here into this physical human journey. And so, yeah, if this is for the collective now, because it could go back and forth, right? This could be you, this could be the collective, and then this could be you, this could be the collective, and they just kind of weave in and out, I believe, over the next month. Feels like for the next month. So if this is the collective, what if this figure represents all of humanity within the energy field of Gaia Earth? What if this rainbow is like the atmosphere of Earth, and there's this beautiful circle of light and love, and all of us as a collective humanity are sitting inside, and we have the potential for this creativity if we tap into it, if we are, as San said in her video, if we're watching, if we aren't distracted and we are watching this cosmic show that is happening. What if this is the cosmic show? It's creativity. It's bringing the universe, the formless, the light, down through our heart chakras, and then creating physical, tangible, new from that. I mean, that delights me. That's an amazing way to be a human. Yeah, so it's like I can't even stop looking at what's happening in this card. There's so much movement. Can you see all the energy, the flow, like all the ways that the energy is just rippling and moving, and there's no stagnation, there's no like stuck energy. It's just constant birthing of something new. The only thing that seems not even solid is the word, steady, feels like this light from the sun and the moon right in front of it, and then all the light that's pouring around the moon. Everything else, I guess her body feels pretty steady, but everything else feels like it's just movement of light and energy all over. It's gorgeous. Beautiful. So if this is the collective now, then this could be the individual now, or you can flip them. This is the first time I've done that. You can flip it. You can make the collective the individual collective. It's whatever you want it to be, because what do I know? I'm just sharing what I'm feeling, and then you get to have your own experience with it, your own interpretation. So the new vision, when you read the description in the Osho, I didn't tell you, in the Osho Zen card deck, when you read the description, it talks about how there's a square here, there's a triangle here, and then there's a circle here. And so all three like paradigms or manifestations of energy in the physical are represented. And then it describes how there's like this lower foundation that holds us steady here. And then there's this opening of the heart chakra as the figure like opens the arms wide and then connects fully to the universe. And then all of this energy just pours in and radiates in and out through the crown chakra and the third eye, and then through the throat. So you can see how the throat is exposed to like express everything that's flowing in and out. There's so much movement also in this one. And I feel like, if I can draw a comparison, it feels like if this is the collective now, this is like all of us within this energy field. This feels like right here, somewhere in the core, the individual having their experience of a new vision within this movement of all of this energy. It's like harnessing all of this into one individual person, human soul in a human body, one individual activation, and then right? Like, look at that. Look at all that movement, all that power, and how grounded and steady the feet are on the earth. It's like here, like I'm planted here. I'm in this body. I am in Taurus energy. I am physical matter, and I can access and communicate with the universe through my heart, my throat, my crown, my third eye. Like all of this is just this circle of movement of energy. Such a powerful card. Such a powerful card. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. If you want more, you should get this deck. This deck has been literally like my go-to for years, for probably 7 or 8 years at least, maybe even longer than that, 9 years. It's been a long time. So okay, individual now, collective now, or collective now, individual now, whichever way you want to see them. All the color, all the chakras activated, something new being seen, something new being created with this creativity card. Magic happening, my friends, magic. And then we go to the highest possibilities. Is that what we said? Yeah, the highest possibilities for the next lunar cycle. So I'm going to bring that closer and let you see what you see. What do you notice first about the card? What colors pop out? What part of this image are you most drawn to? Remember if we've had this recently. I feel like, yeah, we did. We had it in March for the collective now. Interesting. Yeah, so maybe something that started in March is coming full circle for you. All right, highest possibilities for the next lunar cycle. Here's what I see. I'm going to share a few things. What I see most is the movement of the energy behind, like it's almost like this one is standing at a tunnel. I think in the last time I read it, I said these, because I remember saying this, these feel like angel wings, you know, in the background. Today it feels more like clouds or like rivers of energy, and there's like all this movement that is behind, like we've done that, we've cleared the path. You know, if we look at the past year, let's say this is the past year, you know, here has been this experience that we've all moved through called COVID-19, and it's behind us, the big black hole, the big lessons, the big learning, and now what's arising out of that. Like if we've been doing all this stuff back here of analyzing and data and projection and fear and, you know, all this stuff, if all that is back here, what if we individually are rising up out of that experience and then finding our consciousness in that, finding our truth, finding our expression in that? This is a challenge perhaps, but what would your consciousness tell you about this collective portal of time that you are now arising out of? So that was the collective now in March, which would have been exactly a year from when COVID started. And now that was for the collective now when I pulled this card. And now here I am saying the highest possibilities for the next lunar cycle. If you're rising up out of a year-long experience called COVID 2 months ago, and now here you are in May at this new moon in Taurus, which is about grounded embodiment, being in your body and fully aware of like who you are and what you're about and what you stand for and what you believe and what you want to create and express, what your new vision is. What do you know to be true for yourself? What awarenesses have you concluded as you've moved through this portal of COVID? Like what's your truth? It doesn't have to look like anybody else's truth. There are billions of us on this planet, and we don't all have to agree. We don't all have to have the same results and standards and protocols and action steps. Like we get to have our own unique experience of consciousness in a body. And so are you aware of what your consciousness would tell you about this experience that we've all been through collectively? If you're part of this creative energy of all humans within Gaia, and this is the representation of all of us, all this movement of energy and color, and the sun being portaled through this energy into a human body. And you're being invited to have a new vision, to be grounded firmly on this planet, open your heart to the skies, to the universe, to source, and then speak your truth. See with your third eye what your vision is. Then how does that guide you? What does your consciousness say to you as you move into the next lunar cycle? I don't know, right? You see the third eye activation here? Remember last month we talked about that puzzle piece being put in place to activate, and then here we have a new vision, third eye, and now we've got a new vision. What's going on? Like something is shifting. And you can see the eyes are closed. There's this inward, even though the third eye is activated, there's this inward looking. Like what do I know? What do I believe? All this blue teal energy running along the heart chakra, the collarbones, the shoulders out to the arms are your heart chakra. Your heart chakra is so wide, so big. Like, look at all that potential energy. What's being shaken awake inside of your heart as you hear these words, as you feel creativity moving? Like, what does your heart chakra want you to know? Consciousness to me is just this alignment of all of the chakras, your crown, your third eye, your throat, your heart, down here into your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, your root chakra, like down into this human journey. You know, it really is this card. It's like this groundedness. Consciousness is the whole thing. It's not just about being out in the universe. It's here, being here in this human journey. And so as we go into the next lunar cycle, maybe this is saying sit with your consciousness, become aware of your consciousness, listen to it. I think that was the message last month. It was find your center, find your still point. And then the next 3 cards we pulled were all about how do you do that? How do you find your center? Stay hydrated would be one way for sure. Yeah. And then what were the answers we got? High Priestess. It was about channeling that flow of energy. Advice. Remember from Deb's card, like you got to listen to the advice of people around you. And then the Coyote was the last one, which I shared was so much about our guides and all those who have gone before us, trying to communicate with us, the ancestors, you know, showing us the way. Yeah. So there's some nuggets to inspire you and guide you and for you to sit with on your own. Wisdom from our guides. What would they have us know? Last time I really directed the question, like, tell us how to find our center. And I feel like this time, what do they want us to know? So we can call in, which I already do every time I do these videos. I ground myself and calling all of those who want to come and play with us and teach us and show us. The quote from today, by the way. Let's begin with this. Actually, I should rewind and begin with this. Today or yesterday, May 10th, yesterday was Dr. Wayne Dyer's 81st birthday. Would have been if he was here with us. And like, there's one of the greats of all greats, right? One of the greatest teachers we have been blessed to have walk our planet was Wayne Dyer, the soul embodied as Wayne Dyer. He has a calendar, a desk calendar that I use all the time in my work. And today for May 11th, it says, the ancient masters were profound and subtle. Their wisdom was unfathomable. Isn't that so good? So Osho, one of the teachers, gives us this card, consciousness. What do you do with that? You sit with it and you reflect on it and you try to have your own conclusion, and you get to play and be creative. Apparently this is our card. So funny. Her script, movement. It looked like merriment to me. Isn't that great? Okay, the highest wisdom from our guides. So this deck is The Vine of the Mystic by my friend Deb over in Australia. And I'll put a link if you would like to buy a copy yourself. So movement, let me show you. Card number 17. Look at, I think I've pulled this before. Look at her ears, or maybe she draws that often. I love, it looks like a butterfly at her head, and then almost a halo around her neck. Can you see that? And then her hands are those beautiful, I mean, they look like tulips and ladybugs and little characters all at the same time. She's pirouetting on one foot, one root, one leg. Isn't that amazing? So wisdom from our guide says movement. Movement, which, by the way, so funny, is the card right next to advice. Advice and movement. Apparently we are right on track according to this book. So here's what Deb says for us. Turn into your heartbeat, your unique inner rhythm. Move to your own music. You are unique and have special talents which need to be nurtured and shared. Stay connected to your core. Tune into your original sense of purpose. Your unique inner rhythm. Turn into your heartbeat. Move to your own music. Deb, that's so beautiful. Yeah, so when we talk about new vision and creativity, you can see how movement is part of that, and your own unique way of dancing. Like, look, she doesn't care how anybody else is dancing. She's just in her own magic, her own beauty. So good. Thank you, Deb, for that beautiful card. Love this. Your deck just brings me so much joy. And I'm going to pull 2 more cards. One is from the Light Seers Tarot. And these cards are really thick. They're kind of like thicker than playing cards even. They're like a really cool cardstock. So we are asking for wisdom from our guides. What would our guides have us know? The music just changed on this 4th album to a song called Always. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like our guides are just saying we're always here. How do you ever forget that we're always around you? You get so busy, get so distracted. I'm going to pull the 1, 5 of Wands. And we get so distracted, like living in this human realm, that you forget we're always around. 5 of Wands. So what do you notice about this card? What jumps out at you first? All right, I'm going to describe a little bit about what I see, and then I think I'm going to read to you because there's probably more to this than what I'm seeing. What I notice first is that they seem to be in some sort of cave or tunnel or nest, this group of people, and they know they want to get up to whatever this fire is, but like I don't think one of them alone could do it. So they've found this way to overlap and create like stepping stairs for one to get to the top. And each one has to hold something in place in order for this one to be able to either light the fire that's going to burn this open, or touch the flame and maybe bring some of it down. Like, I'm not quite sure what it is that one's going to do with the fire. But it's like they're all trying to reach for it. They're all trying to get up here. And it took all of them to create this. There was a great what was it from? In the Gene Keys, Gene Key number 21, sidebar for a moment. In Gene Keys number 21, I was just looking at it today. If you're not familiar with the Gene Keys, you should buy the book. You should read it. It's going to take you a while. It took me a year. I worked through it one Gene Key at a time, and it changed my life and continues to guide me in the most incredible, beautiful ways. But I decided with my friend Andrea Henkel maybe a month ago that we were going to align this healing space that we call Quietly Listening every other Wednesday night. We were going to align it with the Gene Keys, and we were going to bring one Gene Key in a sequence. There's a profile that the Gene Keys create, and we created the profile for our healing space. And so you follow the sequence of the profile, and it unlocks the highest potential. And so you can apply it to yourself. You can do it with your birth date and then unlock your own individual highest potential. We decided to also do it for this healing space that we hold. And so last week we did the first one, and both of us had these massive shifts in our awareness, like massive, just after the first one. And then our next one is tomorrow night, and the Gene Key is number 21. The shadow is control. I'm trying to remember now. The gift is control. What was the second one? I'm not going to be able to remember it now. Isn't that crazy? Is it trust? Let me look real quick. Control, authority. Isn't that funny? Authority. Clearly, clearly I'm not so big on authority. Control is the shadow. The gift is authority. And then the Siddhi is valor. And so I was reading a little bit about valor, and what he describes in this Gene Key is how we so badly want to control everything in our humanness. We feel like we got to keep everything in place and working just so. And as you evolve out of that fear and you start to, this is my understanding of it, so you need to read the book yourself if you want his words, Richard Rudd's words. In the gift, he talks about starting to surrender your authority to the collective group, like having this individual merging with the collective consciousness or being, trusting that something beautiful is going to form from that. And then valor is this like surrender into service, the collective higher good, I don't even know how to describe it. Just like this, to me, it feels like free falling into trusting that everything is exactly as it's meant to be. And he talks in there about when you build a community where there's this inner communion or connection within the community, that there's such innate trust and safety within the group that one is elected as sort of the leader of the group just to represent and guide the direction, but that one who is elected as leader is in service to the whole group and devoted to the whole group, and so they're all elevating together. And that's what this card looks like to me. It's like each one of these is fully connected to this paradigm that they're building and holding together. And so just because this one is the one who touches the flame or activates the flame doesn't mean this one believes he or she is any more important than any of these others. They're working together and building something new that hasn't been formed yet. And so this card just makes me think of valor, this surrendering of control, trusting that something new is being formed. That was a very long explanation of this card, but it feels like this in a sense, like each one of these has had this awareness, this activation that, oh, we're all, what is the song? Like, we're all stardust, we're all stars, ancient dust here embodied. And so if we all come from the stars and we all return to the stars, why don't we work together while we're here? Why are we divided? Why would we not all do this together? It just doesn't make any sense. And that's often how I feel in my life. Why is everyone fighting? Why is everyone disagreeing? Like, could we all just focus on one thing, which is light, fire, the consciousness, the beauty of all of us together? let's just do that. All right, so let's see what the card creator told us about the Five of Wands. Oh my God, I opened right to it. I love that. I love when the guides are so supportive of what we are sharing here. I mean, it is their message. So, all right, here's what it says. Okay, I don't know if I'm quite there. A little rivalry can be a good thing. It can push us to become the very best version of ourselves and to move quicker than we would if we were alone. Allow opposition and challenge to help you to evolve your methods and to push beyond self-imposed limitations. If competition becomes unhealthy and you're experiencing the shadow side of conflict or ambition, it's time to take a step back and retreat from energies that are hindering your progress. Sometimes the need to be right or personal feelings around being questioned or challenged can interfere with the ability to see your path clearly. So you may need to fly solo for a bit in order to reevaluate your options. While clashing egos can slow everything down, they can also propel success. Choose to excel. Look for healthy competition or collaboration that inspires and motivates you. Learn from others and use competing energies as a way to enrich your experience. I support others and they support me, and we rise together in accelerated harmony. That I love. That I love. Yeah, I'm not so, I feel like our old way perhaps was, like the old paradigm was the competition that created this need to like do it better or do something, it's this kind of jagged, sharp feeling of like your back isn't safe. Someone's gonna jab you in the back. You got to constantly be looking over your shoulder to see who's right behind you trying to catch you, or you got to be trying to catch up to the person in front of you. I feel like that's the old paradigm, the old way, a new vision is let's build something together. Let's each take whatever our wands are, our superpowers, our abilities, and 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 share. Does it matter who gets here first? If this light is going to light up the whole space, if it's going to create an opening in this limitation, if it's going to break things apart and show us something new, does it matter who actually does that? Like, it elevates all of us. And what if this one enjoys, because this one cracks me up. Like, I just want to hang out down here and just swing from side to side. This one's like, yeah, I really like just pushing this and holding the resistance so it can curve like this. So this one can be here. We each just have a thing that we do. What if we get to enjoy that thing and it allows us to build something completely new? How awesome is that? Yeah. I also have spoken a lot in my work about the fifth dimension. And it feels significant that this is the number 5. The third dimension to me feels very much like our current human, maybe the old current human reality. The human experience we have known up until now has been 3D, the third dimension of what you can see and touch and feel. And then fourth dimension I describe as like light coming in, information coming in. You're starting to get little flashes of like, is that all that I see, or is there actually another layer or level to this reality? And then fifth dimension to me is that heart chakra opening and going, oh, it's really just all about love. That's the whole point. It's about loving myself more, sharing that love more, seeing the love in others, inviting their love into my experience. It's this beautiful field of energy that I call fifth dimension, which emanates from our heart chakra. It's just this, right? Like this bridge between the universe and the earth is this fifth dimension right here. And so the 5 of Wands, it's let's each be strong, grounded, open to the universe, and then build something new, create something new. What could that world look like? I mean, magic. It could look like magic. But you have to be open to the possibilities. You have to be open to allowing the magic to show itself to you. And that was what San's collective video was all about. It's, are you willing to keep your eyes open and look at that? Can you put down all the things that are distracting you and open up to this new creative flow, this, as she calls it, the cosmic show that is happening? And I love it. I believe it 100%. Okay, Mystical Shaman Oracle deck is our last card that I'm going to pull. This is Wisdom from Our Guides. Sorry, I got cards all over here. Wisdom from our guides. What wisdom would they offer us as we wrap up? Yeah, it's funny. I sent a message to I had a dream. I'll share this with you. I had a dream the other night. It was after Andrea and I had this beautiful virtual acupuncture session. And I mean, it was just like so much energy moved. And it was so incredibly beautiful. And we both were just like, wow, what was that? And then I had this dream. It was either the next night or right after that, a couple nights later. And I woke up early in the morning. I fell back asleep. And then I was just laying there in my dream. And it was like I could hear Andrea in my head. It was like I could hear her speaking to me. And I don't usually have that happen. I mean, I hear, energy through my throat chakra, but it was like she was inside my head with a microphone. And I heard her talking about, you need to focus. You got to practice focusing. And I could feel her doing some healing work on my third eye in the dream. And then I was trying to figure out what she was saying to focus on. And I woke up right in the middle of all of that. And so I sent her a message. I'm like, you were telling me to focus, but I didn't know what it was. And so I think this is what it might be about. But thank you for, whatever you were doing while I was sleeping. It was so great to have your support while I was asleep. So she sends me a message back and she's like, focus on fun. Focus on fun. Focus on play. Like, what else are you supposed to focus on? And I just love that so much. I keep thinking about that over the last few days. I'm like, what do I have to focus on? Fun. I've been working my tush off for quite a while, and now it's time to focus on fun. So there you go. A little message from our guides via Andrea and her beautiful soul. If you don't follow her, by the way, on Instagram, Andrea Henkels, I'm telling you, she is just radiant, radiant light. All right, we're going to pull one card, friends, because I just am sitting here shuffling away. What do you think? We're going to do this one because it's sticking out. Taming the Wind. Taming the Wind. Oh my goodness, look at this card. Card number 55, of course. Of course it is. I pulled card number 55 earlier when I did my own reading for the new moon. And it was all about, what was card number 55 now that I say that? Sorry to make you wait, but I didn't know I was going to be looking at it, so I didn't have it handy. Card number 55 was not assessment. Was it? I can't remember now what it was. All right, I will post that one in Instagram. Totally blanking what it was. I will post it in Instagram so that you have like a little bonus card. I pulled it myself this morning, but I didn't take a picture of it. I think I just took the first one. Oh, well, I'll remember it later, but I will share that on Instagram if you want to follow me over there. Okay, 55. This is our wisdom from our guides, Taming the Wind. So what do you notice as you're looking at this? Yeah, what do you see? Okay, what do I see? Let's take a look. Lots of different feathers and shapes. So there's like a seashell here. It looks like an owl or a hawk. I can't quite tell, flying there. Looks like feathers coming in, more feathers here. And then there's a face. I don't know if you can see right here. There's a profile of a face. Do you see that? The nose and the lips and the chin right there. Looks like a crow down here at the bottom. I'm naming all those for whatever that means to you. You know what I noticed? most are the similarities in the colors. Do you see how the teal and the teal are the same? How all of these energies, it feels like, so the highest possibility for our next lunar cycle was this consciousness card. And then wisdom from our guides was taming the wind. So it feels like, how do we rise up out of all of this old movement, this old story, this chapter that's complete? And then how do we settle all of that into some sort of physical awareness or understanding? So if this is the spiritual, the ethereal, this feels like the physical, the manifested, which would make sense. 55 is the number of, to me, the number of transformation, the number of something profound shifting. It's also, actually, look at our fives. If this is a 5, here's a 5-5, right? It's like, if this is 5th dimension, this is like the intensity, perhaps, of that shift into the 5th dimension. So what would I tell you about this card? I would say she is, feels like a she to me, could be a he. Feels like she is like very clear and looking ahead. And then she has gathered all of this movement. Remember the movement card? All of this information. Birds represent communication. All of this movement and energy of the skies. And she's harnessed all of that right here into this physical moment, into embodiment. It actually feels like a really good card for Taurus energy. You know, really earthly and grounded and essential and very physical. Yeah, let's see what card number 55 has to offer us here. In the Gene Keys, card number 55, it talks all about the great change. That's the title of the chapter. The great change that is upon us here in this human realm. Here is what the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck says. Here, the feather, a symbol that is used in clearing ceremonies for smudging, reminds you of the sacred commitment you make to your life. This is the symbol of consciously bringing the spiritual into the material, infusing the world with reverence and an acknowledgement of the higher planes of existence that influence and animate all life. The feather is a symbolic reminder of deliberately entering into a partnership with the Great Spirit to co-create for the highest good of all. The invitation, it's time to clear your energy, be present, and become conscious of how you communicate. This is a good time to write in a journal and put your thoughts into a cohesive form. Perhaps you need to actually do a smudging ceremony in your home or office, creating a sacred space to write about your dreams and desires. Just remember that when taming the wind appears as a symbol, it is time to honor the Great Spirit with reverence and respect. The medicine. It's time to clean up any misunderstandings with others, clear the air after disagreements, and allow others to share their side of things. You are called now to be a good listener. This is not a time to be right. It's a time for you to understand rather than be understood. Good things come out of this restraint of tongue and pen. You will be surprised at how things get resolved when you allow for all sides to have value. Well, that was fun. There's a lot of good information and wisdom from the cards. What I love so much about the way that I do the card readings, since it's for me, is that the cards are all different. The energies of each deck are different. The messages, the way they communicate are different. And so it feels like different guides, different versions of consciousness, spirit, source, the wind, whatever you want to call that energy that creates all of us. Feels like different ways of that information playing, and then one may resonate with you more than another. I love all of them. I love the variety. I love the like when I look here at the pictures, I love how they're all showing me something new. And maybe that's what this Taurus time is about. It's You know, what delights you? What brings you pleasure? How do you fill your days and your weeks with more of that pleasure? If making a video like this delights you, make a video and share it, because your delight, my delight, shares, sends delight out to other people. And then we all have this exchange of feeling good, feeling better. It's like this. Like, we each delight in our own thing that we do, and then we build something new and amazing, and all this new light is brought into creation. So it switched over to Trevor Hall, Indigo. Isn't that the perfect way to end? If you don't know that song, I will make sure to post the link to that as well. Indigo is a great song. It's all about calling in the grandmothers, listening to the earth, celebrating this human journey. Okay, so good. I'm going to go make a new moon meditation. I will put the link to that in the description if you would like to meditate with me. The exchange for that is $11, and you can find it in the link and then on my website in my store under New Moon Magic. Tomorrow night, Andrea and I will be getting together for Quietly Listening. We will be tuning into how to let go of the shadow of control, find your own inner authority, and then step into valor, into this expression of all of us in communion with the highest possible vibration. There's a line in there where Richard Rudd says, valor is a frequency that often makes others weep when they feel it. Yeah, I totally get that. Totally get that. So tomorrow night, Quietly Listening, you can also find that on My Soul Journey in the store. And the exchange for that is $33 a person, or $55 for a couple or the family, if you all want to receive some healing support from Andrea and I. If you don't know what virtual acupuncture is, you should try it. It is acupuncture without needles, and it is extraordinary. It's my favorite thing. Wow. I do like ice cream, but it's my favorite form of healing. In all of the earthly, sensual Taurus experiences, virtual acupuncture is absolutely one of them. So if you want to try that out, I keep looking at these cards. They're so good. If you want to try that out with us tomorrow night, you can certainly do that. And what else? If you're looking for community, you should check out Viv's Energy Gym. It is amazing. The communion, this is happening in Viv's Energy Gym, and I don't have the words for how miraculous it is to be part of building this. So check it out. You can join that. It's $55 a month, and we get together and chat just like this pretty much every week, at least 3-4 weeks out of the month. So that's what I got. Have a beautiful lunar cycle in Taurus energy as we start this month, and I will see you a month from now.